All right, guys, today we're going to do making a line graph, creating a line graph. Last week, you guys read and interpreted the line graph. Today, you're going to create a line graph. So our goal statement is I can create a line graph using data collected. I've already collected the data for you. If we were in class, we would have done this as a class, but since we're not, I went ahead and collected it for you, and it is our class birthdays. So the data we will be graphing today is your class, how many students have a birthday each month. So we'll get started here. This is what it looks like. A line graph is much like a bar graph. It has the X and Y axis. It has labels, it has categories, and it has a title. It has that scale on the Y axis over here, and you can see our scale goes from 1 to 10. That means there won't be more than 10 people that have a birthday in 1 month. In fact, it doesn't even go, we don't even go that high. I think we have a month that has 5 birthdays in. So I could have adjusted the scale to be only go up to 5 or 6, but I went ahead and did 10 anyway. It has a label over here, number of students. So our scale is telling us how many students have birthdays in that month. Down at the x-axis over here, we have the categories of the months of the year from January to December. And then we have a label for that as well, months of the year. And at the top we have, yes, our title, our class birthdays. And so what I've done is I've already given you the dots to use. When we do a line graph, we put our dots on the graph and then we connect the dots. It's like a big old connect the dots. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to move those dots up where we want them to be and record. So let's go ahead and get started. January had 0. Well, there isn't a 0 on my scale. So what I'm going to do is look at, first of all, when I go to move a dot, I want to make sure that I have that 4-way arrow that's pointing all directions. And I'm just going to move that right here to the first line. Okay, we're just going to put it right down there at the bottom because that means 0. February had 1 birthday, so again, make sure I have my 4-way dot, and actually we're going to put it right in the middle because my 1 is this line, this bar, I'm stumbling on words today, is this vertical row right here. I could not think of row. Is this row here? So that's your 1 row, 2 row. So we're going to put it right in the middle. March had 1 as well, so let's go ahead and put our dot there. April had 1. May was a popular month for birthdays and it had 5, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to double check my work by sliding myself across to that Y axis and making sure it's at a 5. June had 2. July had 2. Notice if I get 1 arrow, that doesn't work. Or if I get on there and I go to 1 arrow, I have to move my mouse a little bit so that I can get it to the 4-way arrow. So July, here's July, we're going to go up to 2. August had 2. September, we were at 3, so I'm going to find September, go up to 3. I'm going to double check my work and slide across to the Y-axis and make sure I'm at 3. October had 1. November was at a 2. And December had 2. So now that I've plotted everything, I put my dots there, I need to go and create the line. So to create a line, I need to go up here to my toolbar, and I see right here where I have this line. And I'm going to click on my line. Oops. I think it's activated, and we'll find out. Yes, it is. Okay, so I click on my line, and I'm going to go from my first dot, and I'm going to draw a line to my second dot. You have a line. Now, if you like it, and you don't like how thick it is, you can change the thickness up here by putting it at a 3 or a 4, and it makes it a little bit thicker and easier to see. So now I need to connect February to March, and so I have to get another line. And what I've been, there we go, and I can draw it all the way across to April since it's 1 straight line. And again, I can come up here and make it a little thicker so it's easier to read. Now I need to get another line so that I can connect April to May. And there it is again. Get another line, and I'm going to go from May down here to June. Now it's figured it out. Then I'm going to go from June all the way to August since it's, oh, I don't like how that's done. So I'm going to keep that highlighted and hit delete and try again. I'm going to start right here and I'm going to go straight across. Make sure I'm still, nope, there we go. Now I'm going to get my line up at the top and I'm going to connect August to September. Get another line. Notice I have to get a new line every time. You can't just make it keep going. It does not work that way. And then we're going to go from October to November. I can move it over a little bit. And finally, I get my last line to connect November to December. And voila, you have a line graph. Not too hard. Now, if you really want to be fancy and do it all without using my dots, which you can make your own line. If I click on this, and let's say I'm at an 8, and I know that February was 6, I can draw a line, and then I can come up here where it's red, click on that and make it black, and click on the other red one and make it black and make my line fat, and then I can make my own line with dots. That's an option. It's much harder and a lot more work. So I'm going to recommend you use the dots below and not the ones that I created right there for you. So today in your homework, you are going to create a line graph. You will have 5 categories to graph. I have provided the dots for you. So you just have to move them up the column to the right spot on the graph. And then there's 2 questions you have to answer, okay? Not too hard. I'm excited to see your work. Remember, if you have questions, you can always send me an email. You can send me a message in Google through Gmail, or you can send me a message in GoGuardian. So I am always online and available to help. And if I don't answer right away, that might mean I'm helping one of my own children, or I'm away from my computer for a moment. So just hang tight, and I check it probably every 5 to 10 minutes. If I'm away, I come back and check it. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. All right, guys? Have fun.